Amina stood in the middle of the small church, shaking uncontrollably. Pain shot through her body like fire. Her head felt as though it would split apart. Blood trickled from her nose. Her hands trembled. Her vision blurred. "I have to go back," she whispered. "If I don't stop them, I'll lose myself forever." She took a step toward the door, then another. Then Sister Esther grabbed her arm. "No." Amina turned weakly. "They are finishing the ritual," she cried. "I can feel them. I can feel them taking me." Tears filled Sister Esther's eyes. "Amina, listen to me. You have spent years trusting the wrong people. For once, trust God." Amina stared at her, broken, confused, terrified. "I don't know what to do anymore." Sister Esther gently held her face. "Then let God do what you cannot do for yourself." The church fell silent. Amina's body finally gave out. She collapsed into Sister Esther's arms and began to cry. Not the cry of madness, the cry of a woman who had carried pain for too long. That night, for the first time in years, Amina surrendered her life completely to Christ. The congregation surrounded her. They prayed, they worshipped, they cried out to God on her behalf, and something began to change.
Word spread through the church. Soon more believers arrived. Men, women, elderly prayer warriors, young people, everyone joined together. They prayed through the night. They prayed against every evil covenant, every manipulation, every lie, every curse, every sacrifice, every ritual. The atmosphere inside the church became intense. People wept, people worshipped, people cried out for Amina's freedom. Meanwhile, miles away at the prayer camp, something felt wrong. Prophet Jeremiah suddenly stopped chanting. His chest tightened. A strange fear entered his heart. Kunle felt it too. A cold sensation crawled through his body. "What is happening?" Kunle asked. The prophet forced a smile. "Nothing," but his voice shook. The drums continued, the candles burned, the ritual continued. Yet neither man could ignore the growing fear. Somewhere, someone was fighting back.
The prayers grew stronger. Inside the church, people knelt across the floor. Some worshipped, some cried out to God. Sister Esther stood over Amina, declaring freedom, declaring healing, declaring restoration. Amina lay on the floor trembling. Suddenly, she screamed, then became still, then screamed again. The battle had reached its peak. At that exact moment, the prayer camp erupted into chaos. Candles exploded, windows shattered, the drums stopped, the prophet fell backward. Kunle grabbed his chest. "What is happening?" The prophet looked terrified. For the first time in years, he was no longer in control. The prophet dropped to his knees. His eyes widened with horror. "The covenant is breaking." Kunle's face turned pale. "No, the prayers." The prophet began shaking violently. "They are destroying it." Kunle rushed toward him. "Stop it! Fix it!" But the prophet could not move. A force greater than his deception had arrived. Every curse he had spoken, every family he had manipulated, every life he had destroyed, seemed to return all at once. The room shook, the candles went out, the ritual collapsed, and then the punishment found its owner. Kunle screamed, a loud, horrifying scream. He clutched his head. Memories flooded his mind. Amina suffering, Amina starving, Amina wandering the streets, Amina sacrificing everything for him. His laughter turned into crying. His crying turned into screaming. His screaming turned into incoherent rambling. The madness he had planned for Amina had found him instead.
Prophet Jeremiah crawled across the floor. Gone was the confidence. Gone was the power. Gone was the manipulation. He cried openly, "God, forgive me. Please forgive me." The assistants stared in shock. The mighty prophet was now a broken old man. For weeks, his health deteriorated. His body weakened. His influence vanished. The people he deceived abandoned him. The money disappeared. The followers left. And one rainy night, the prophet died, alone, with nothing. His empire of lies buried with him. Back at the church, Amina suddenly opened her eyes. The pain was gone. The pressure inside her head had disappeared. The voices were silent. The fear was gone. She looked around. Sister Esther smiled through tears. "It's over." Amina began crying, not from suffering, from relief. For the first time in years, her mind belonged to her again. The curse was broken. The ritual was finished, and she was free.
Recovery was not instant. Amina remained weak for months. Some days were difficult. Some nights she woke from nightmares, but Sister Esther never left her side. The church became her family. They helped her heal. They taught her, prayed with her, encouraged her. Slowly, Amina became stronger. Her smile returned. Her confidence returned. Her faith grew deeper. She stopped asking why it happened and started asking what God wanted her to do next. Using small donations and support from church members, Amina started a tiny restaurant. Nothing fancy, just a small roadside food shop. She cooked rice, soup, beans, local dishes people loved. Business was slow at first, but Amina had changed. Before profit, she focused on people. If someone was hungry and could not pay, she fed them anyway. If a widow needed help, she helped. If a homeless child needed food, she provided. People noticed. Customers multiplied. The business grew and grew again and again. Years passed. The small food shop became a successful restaurant. Then another. Then another. God had restored what she lost. One afternoon, while driving through Lagos, Amina saw a familiar figure beneath a bridge. Dirty, barefoot, talking to himself, laughing one moment, crying the next. It was Kunle, the once ambitious man, the once wealthy man, the man who traded love for greed. The madness never left him. He wandered the streets endlessly, unable to recognize himself, unable to remember reality. The very fate he chose for Amina had become his own. Amina watched silently. No hatred, no revenge, no anger, only sadness. Then she drove away and never looked back. Years later, Amina stood outside one of her restaurants. The evening sun painted Lagos gold. Customers laughed inside. Families shared meals. Employees worked happily. Many of them were people she had once helped. Sister Esther stood beside her, proud, happy, at peace. Amina looked toward the sky, the same sky she once stared at while sleeping beneath bridges, and she smiled. Not because she forgot the pain, but because she survived it, and because God had given her something greater than wealth.
He had given her freedom. The madness meant for Amina returned to the man who created it. And while Kunle wandered the streets forever searching for himself, Amina finally found who she was. If you watched this till the end, you are not normal. You are chosen. Now comment, "I will never be deceived again." Because this story is not just Amina's story. It is a warning to anyone trusting the wrong hands. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more African folk tales.